we're first time ever making a really long trip with our Tesla Model 3 long range. I've made this route from Saaremaa to Warsaw multiple times with gasoline cars, so this will be a nice comparison. Is it possible? Is it doable? Is it easy? Is it fun? Or will it be annoying as hell because you cannot fuel up fast? So if we try to route plan with the Tesla, it shows us that we need to stop in Riga, then Kaunas in Lithuania, and then Białystok in Poland just to reach Warsaw, and we'll reach Warsaw with 15%. We have just started the trip and I already feel it's much better. It's because, as you can see, it's a turn. An Autopilot turns by itself. You just need to keep your hands on the wheel. It stops in front of the other cars, it accelerates if it can, it reads the traffic signs, so it says it's 90 here and it will go 90, but then it's 50 for some countryside, it will go down to 50 and then accelerate again when we exit. So basically I don't have to think too much, I don't have to do a lot, and I feel safer because if I get distracted, the car has me covered most of the times. First stop, not because we have to charge, but because we have a human needs. The charger should reach up to 300 kilowatts, but I guess battery is not ready for it because it's getting ready only for Tesla Supercharger, so we're getting 88 kilowatts, 600 kilometers per hour. Doesn't matter because we're here only to hit the toilet, maybe get some coffee, and then we continue to Riga. We have previously charged with IONITY, which is supposedly 300 kilowatts charger, and the problem was we're getting only 88 because the battery was not ready. And it's because Tesla will only get ready for their own chargers. We're now 1 hour 22 minutes before the superchargers in Riga, and only now the Tesla is getting ready for it. We have reached the Riga. Unfortunately, all the 4 stalls are taken. Fingers crossed, because I don't want to wait here. I will add penalty to this charging. I'm adding 10 minutes because it's 10 minutes more road. We lost 10 minutes because we had to go here instead of just passing Riga on the side. 20 minutes penalty because of having to reach Riga, but the wait time in the end was like, I think 5-6 minutes. It was nothing crazy. We've got some coffee in the shopping center next to the Tesla Superchargers in Riga. Because 4 cars are connected, the speed dropped to 88 kilowatts, so it will take some time to charge. Instead of 20 minutes, it will take 40 minutes. Too bad, we'll just have to wait it through. So we're going back to sit into the car and continue our journey in, I think, 25 minutes left. And so bunch of Teslas waiting and charging because it's free. And I guess it's because Riga has a free charger, then the people can come here and charge instead of charging at home, which is problematic for people road tripping like us. So Tesla, please charge. I could pay. I don't care. I would care if it's empty, but I don't care if you have to pay. We're slowly getting there. It's crazy for me because it's the first time I use Supercharger. It's crazy for me that we came here with 14% and in the blink of the time, for me, because we just spent time like getting coffee and going to toilet, it's 74%. Comparing to home charging when it takes all night, that's brilliant. Well, but at home you go to sleep. Another stop at Circle K, not because Tesla needs it, but because we need to go to the toilet, maybe get some drinks. There is a 350 kilowatt charger. I connect every time I go to the toilet because even this 5 minutes, why not? Second real stop. Now we're stopping in Kaunas, Lithuania, and there are 8 chargers here, 250 kilowatts, but 8 is always divided by 2. And the savoir vivre says that every second place should be kept left. So 1, 2 left. 1, I had to take it because I'm 5th. So if 1 Tesla will get rid, will be done, and that one is done, I'm moving there because it will have much faster speeds. So yeah, the speed is 167 because the car next to me is using it. Let's switch. Now after we've reparked, you can see 1 free every other Tesla from 8 stalls, 4 stalls each. Every second one is free, and it should give us up to 250 kilowatts charging. I guess we cannot use more because we have 33%, but 164 still great. When charging the Tesla, you get all the information that you really need, And I love it that it shows the current. If you leave now, how many percentage will you have? Tesla tells us we can go, so we go. You also get this notification on your phone remotely in case you're enjoying yourself with a cup of coffee on the gas station. Disconnecting charger and connecting is just like home. You press the button, you can push it out. This closes automatically. I've driven multiple cars on this road and I've never felt so fresh. And I think it's mostly because Autopilot works so good. Like my eye probably goes to the right because it's 12.5 hours during the trip. Our last third charge is happening right now, 250 kilowatt chargers. It's all empty spots here, as you can see, in Białystok, and we're in the shopping mall, so we'll go and get some, probably something to drink. I mean, it's 12.5 hours, so I feel tired a little bit, but not as much as with these different cars. And it will be an hour or 2 hour longer trip than the gasoline cars I just tested. And I will have a description and details at the end of the video. But for so far so good. Of all the cars I've driven, and there was multiple ones, I would pick Tesla any other time, at least for now. It was so tiring, but we have reached our final destination in Warsaw. We checked into the hotel, really nice because hotel has a charger. That's because I was looking for hotel with a charger, with the parking spot and a charger I can reserve. That's the important part. We immediately we reached Warsaw with 27% battery, which means basically that we overcharged in Białystok. So this whole trip was great. I think it's 1 hour, 2 hours tops, but I think it's more like 1 hour more than the gasoline car, which is okay. Is Tesla the fastest car to reach destination in 16 hours? Nope. 1,000 kilometers, you have to charge, it takes more time. Is it the most comfortable one I've driven? Yeah, with Autopilot, definitely. I'm not picking anything else. Is it the cheapest? Oh yes. We only paid 100 zlotys, 115 zlotys. So let's round it out with also the small charges for this like charge ups in Circle K gas stations. Let's round it out to 30 euros. 30 euro to reach from Saaremaa, Estonia to Warsaw, Poland. We're going to visit my parents close to Wieluń from Warsaw. And we're able to charge up our ORLEN. And that was not even planned. We stopped only for the toilet. But the infrastructure is getting better and better. So yeah, even 5-minute charge when we're in the toilet gives us some percentage and we can continue. We reached Isa's parents. There is nice Type 2 chargers, so we'll leave it for the night. I just had this thought that when calculating the charging times, people are focusing a lot of like, oh, it will take 30 minutes. Here we need a lot of charge to not have to stop again somewhere later to get to north of Poland in Suwałki. So it will take us 45 minutes. And you hear, oh, 45 minutes, that's so much longer than 3 minutes of fueling. The problem is one thing is asynchronous and the other is synchronous. So if you're fueling up the car, you come up to the gas station, you have to stop in the queue if there is a queue, sometimes there is. You wait your turn, you put the pistol in, and it's fast, like it's 3 minutes or 5 minutes, like it depends on how big the tank is, but it's pretty fast. But then you go to the cash register to pay, and in the meantime, you can repark the car, go to the toilet, or your passengers go to the toilet. You get some coffee, you buy some snacks, you eat the hot dog. So for example, what we did, we parked here the car, connected the charger, and it takes like 10 seconds. You enable it in the app, and then the count starts, and you would say, oh, it's 30 minutes. No, because we went to the gas station, we went to the toilet, got some hot dogs, ate the hot dogs, we could have some coffee. And all in all, it took us like 15 minutes. And I bet you that sometimes, if you would really count it properly, 10-15 minutes is how much you spend on the gas station. But you cannot fuel up the car in this time, but you can of course charge up your EV. This car is great when you're in the traffic jam because it will stop, it will fully stop, it will wait, and then it will go. We have reached Suwałki with 5%. And we're charging with 150 kilowatt charger, so I guess at beginning will be charged really fast. We started from the hotel with 75% battery. In the morning we're just before Kaunas with 49%. I connected 300 kilowatt charger, but as you can see, Tesla is telling me that I should navigate to charging station, and that's the bullshit. I cannot navigate to charging station because you don't have this on the map. I had to use separate app to navigate here. So I don't know how do I do that? That literally means ass in Polish. Well, the nice way of saying ass. I remembered how to force Tesla to precondition the battery. The iPhone is set up with the Waze app to the charger, and the Tesla is set up to the Supercharger in Riga, which we don't want to go because it adds 15 minutes travel time. And if the chargers are close enough to each other, the Tesla will start preconditioning because she thinks you're going to the Supercharger, even though we're not. The problem is that when we're going from Estonia to Warsaw and I wanted to charge just when leaving the Estonia, and it was still, I think, 2 hours before Riga Supercharger, then we couldn't force it anyway. And you can see just when I was talking, it started preconditioning because we're like 50 kilometers away, 50 minutes away. We stopped with 14%, started charging with IONITY 300 kilowatt charger. Even though we were preconditioned, we're only getting 185. That's still plenty fast. There's no penalty. We stopped in Circle K, and it was along the route here. Yeah, like 1 hour 20 minutes for charging total with no penalties. We're waiting for the ferry. We have 27% batteries, which is plenty enough to get home, and we'll also just go shopping, do some small grocery shopping, pick up some packages. So we have to get to Kuressaare. How is road tripping in Tesla?
It's alright.
How does it compare to normal gasoline car?
My ass still hurts from sitting for such a long time, so
no big difference?
yeah.
Okay, as a passenger, no big difference, I guess.
It's more comfortable for you, so it's more comfortable for me too. I don't feel as bad.
Road tripping in Tesla is basically almost the same. So if you compare to gasoline car, there is almost no difference. It's basically you lose a little bit of time, but not that much. Especially that we were driving in countries that are not so developed in the EV infrastructure. Gasoline cars had over 100 years to have the infrastructure. You can go and start road tripping without planning at all, because there will be always some gas station somewhere close by. With EVs, you need more planning, but even in countries like Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and then Poland, if you look at the Tesla Superchargers map, it's all empty. There are different providers, and it's crazy for me how many chargers there are and how many you can pick from. So going to Warsaw, we tried Teslas, and as I said previously, they should be paid. If the Kaunas charger is paid, it was almost full, so we're lucky to get the spot. If it's paid, it will not be so full. The same for Riga. I mean, 4 stalls, bunch of Teslas in Riga, they charge every week. You try to road trip and you wait in a queue. So today I'm happy we didn't go to Riga, because I checked, Tesla shows you how many stalls are empty. It showed no waiting time, like you have to wait. And you don't even know how many other cars are waiting. Will you be 5th in the queue and wait half an hour up to 1 hour to get the empty stall to start charging and then charge for half an hour? You don't know. And you still lose 15 minutes to get into Riga. If Tesla would charge, I guess it would be more empty. But all in all, it's not so much difference, except you just pre-plan your stops. If you pre-plan your stops properly, the time to get to the destination did not change almost at all. We've did this route, I think like 8 times with many different cars, and especially like when we were driving with the dogs, it was the same time. There will be no waiting for the charger, because by the time we walk the dogs every 300 kilometers, the car is charged and ready to go. We've reached home just with enough battery. We've made over 2600 kilometers. The average is okay. We used a lot of power on the Polish highways. Home charging is the best charging because it happens when you sleep. So even though the car is 5% and it will take a lot of time, 8 hours, why does it matter? All in all, you can see electric car is great for long range trips. It's not as good as a gasoline car and you cannot skip. It's just different type of driving, but it's not a deal breaker. So if I ever hear again something like, oh, I cannot get electric car because I'm driving 2 times a year somewhere far, it doesn't make any sense, because majority of the times you're at home, you're charging at home, and you're saving a lot of more time having electric car and a lot of money that you need to save because electric cars are more expensive. If we look at the whole trip and this Excel file, you can download, the link is in the description. And if we remove some of the chargers to be able to pretend we went to Warsaw only and then back, we have a first part of the trip where we optimized for the coast, meaning we went to the free superchargers. And then we have a second half of the trip. So few interesting things. First of all, what the columns means. Charging time, how much we charge to really. Then we have penalty in minutes, and the penalty means how much time did we wasted by having to get to the charger because, for example, it was not along the route, or how much time we waiting for the chargers to be available for us. So in case of Riga, 13 minutes to get there, 7-minute charging waiting time, penalty 20 minutes. Then the discount is how much time do we really spend doing something else while the car was charging, something that we would spend also in the gasoline car. So that includes toilet breaks, getting some snacks, but does not include eating in the car. I assumed that you can eat in the car while someone else drives, and this is discounted from the total time. So as you can see, in Riga, total extra time is 40 minutes because 35-minute charging plus the penalty minus 15 minutes discount. All in all, optimizing for the coast, it was crazy cheap because we got to Warsaw from Estonia, Saaremaa island, over 1000 kilometers for 33 euros, which is crazy, insane low. And the estimation, fuel cost estimation is 231 euros, and that estimate is pretty high fuel consumption. As far as I remember, the app I'm using estimated 9 liters per 100 kilometer for the price of €1.80. That's too much, and I understand if you get angry in the comments. The best comparison would be to just have a gasoline car follow along the route with us and then compare it directly. But well, this is just an estimation. So 170 minutes, that's a lot, and I'm not using Riga Supercharger anymore. I don't plan to use it at all, because when we are going back and we're optimized for the time, meaning charging only along the route, so we charge in Suwałki, we charge in Kaunas IONITY instead of Riga Kaunas Supercharger from Tesla, and the same for Latvia. You can see we paid much more, 110 euros. So the savings were less, but then extra time was only 42 minutes. And the Kaunas, I probably could go down by 8 minutes because I forgot how to precondition the battery. So as you can see, for like 16-hour trip, 42 minutes extra, that's not a lot. That's something that you can bear. And yeah, as long as you're not driving 2 times a week, 1 time a week for the long distance, more than 400 kilometers, you may rethink and have a gasoline car. But if you're thinking about getting electric and the only thing stopping you is the long range, the range for the long trips, it's not a problem. Check out where the chargers are, and I bet you can drive through whole of the Europe just as fine as with the gasoline car, just with a little bit more pre-planning. So all in all, positive experiment, and I got rid of my range anxiety at all. Next time I need to go for some far away, probably driving around again to Poland, I'm fine. I will be like, it's not a problem. I don't even have to pre-plan really. There is a bunch of chargers along the route. I can just go, and I know that, hey, I need to stop maybe there and there. There are apps, Plugshare, that I use to look for the chargers, and then a better route planner to plan you the trip, because Tesla Planner only uses Tesla Superchargers. That's something they could improve. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.